Hello everyone, good afternoon, how are you all? So yes, we are here again, and in the last class we were discussing about digestive system, right? So we'll be having a short brief discussion on the digestive system part, and today we'll be covering up blood circulatory system. So what all things we have discussed in digestive system? What were they? So we started with some of the important questions like, for example, if someone asks you where digestion starts, so digestion actually starts in your mouth itself. How? Because sir, we have saliva there, and saliva is actually helping in the digestion. How? So there are some enzymes, that is, there are some chemicals which are known as enzymes, and they are helpful in the digestion of carbohydrate part, or we can say starch part. So these type of questions are regularly asked in the examination. Today we will be covering a part of blood circulatory system. Now what is that? Human circulatory system. What all things are here? So here's the first question of the day. The first question is, to which group of blood a universal recipient belongs? So we have four options: A group, B group, O group, or AB group. What do you think? What will be the correct answer for this? So I need answer from everyone. Let's see. Okay, so still we have Jagdishwan here, and Arey wow, that's great, Jagdishwan, great. So let's see what is going to be the cutoff this time, and I hope so that this time everything is sorted. Okay, no issues, man. Now you will be able to cover up that. Okay, so Shubham is here, and we have Jagdishwan. So yes, what do you think? What is going to be the correct answer here? So are you going with O group, Shubham? Jagdishwan is going with AB negative. Okay, so that means if I'll go with this option, I can go with AB group, right? And you are absolutely correct. So AB group is the one which can receive blood from everyone. That is, whether it is O, A, B or AB, it can receive blood from everyone. But if I'll talk about O, it can donate to anyone. So it is actually universal donor. And D option, that is AB, is universal recipient. So Shubham was here, and Kirti is also with AB. No issues, Shubham, no issues. So Kirti, Shubham, Jagdishwan, you are absolutely correct. That is option number D is going to be the correct answer. Next we have, which of the following statement is correct? So we have two of these statements. First statement is, arteries carry oxygen rich blood from heart to all the parts of the body. And second point is, veins are the vessels that carry carbon dioxide rich blood from all the parts of body back to the heart. Now what do you think? Which one will be the correct option? Waiting for the answer, please. What is the correct answer for this? Shubham, Kirti, Jagdishwan. See, when we are talking about arteries, we know that arteries are the one which carry oxygen rich blood, and we are aware of that part. If I'll talk about veins, then veins are the one which carries the blood which is containing carbon dioxide part, and hence we say that it is carrying deoxygenated blood, and we say that it is carrying oxygen rich blood. So if I'll go with these options, so Shubham is going with D, Jagdishwan is also going with D, and Kirti, I guess you are also going with option number D. And yes, you all are correct. Yes, Kirti, everyone is correct. That is both A and B. Now let me tell you, there's one more thing. It is written from hearts to all the parts of the body. This means what? So let's make a diagram. If I'll make heart over here, I know there are four parts of the heart. If I'll talk about the right part, then right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, and left ventricle. Now, so what happens if the blood is reaching heart? This means we are talking about the blood which is rich in carbon dioxide. When blood is reaching heart, then lungs are actually connected, which will be helping in giving oxygen. That means blood will be now oxygenated. And when blood is coming from heart towards the body, it is oxygen rich blood, that is oxygenated blood. So now here we can actually talk about artery. And whenever we are talking about the blood which is coming from the body towards heart, we will talk about veins over there. So yes, both of the statements are correct actually. So veins are the vessels that carry carbon dioxide rich blood from all the parts of the body back to the heart. And from heart to the body, that is arteries with the oxygen rich blood. As simple as that. So we have Muskan here. Hello Muskan, how are you? Okay, so here the correct answer was option number D. Next is, in transfusion, blood must be compatible not only with the blood type but also in what? Now let's see who can answer this. Now this question means what? What is this question wants to say? This question wants to say that whenever you're talking about the transfusion of the blood, we think that only and only blood groups are important. There is no need of looking any other thing. So if I talk about blood groups, we have A, B, AB and O. These are the blood groups. But the most important thing is, very good Jagdishwan, totally correct. If I talk about these groups, we must be aware of one more thing. Yes, Kirti, RH factor, right? So Muskan, Shubham, what do you think? What is the correct answer over here? If I talk about this part, we will talk about positive and negative. Positive, negative, positive, negative. What are they? These are actually RH factor. Which means there was a monkey actually where the name was rhesus macaca. The experiment which was conducted in that monkey, this was found that there is a protein which is found in that. If that protein is present within us, we are considered as positive. If that protein is not there, we are negative. This is the thing. So yes, along with that particular, all those factors, whatever are they, we need to have a look at RH factor as well. So Jagdishan, Kirti, Muskan, Shubham, I guess this point is clear. Let's get back with the next question now. Dash prevents blood clotting and blood loss. What is that? Is it plasma, WBC, RBC? What do you think? Yes, antigen part. True, true, true. Absolutely correct. So yes, my question is, I'm talking about the blood clotting part. So what do you think? If I talk about this blood clotting, so this blood clotting is done by what? What is actually helping in this blood clotting part? I guess I'm getting your comments quite late, so I'll explain. Whenever we are talking about blood clotting, so what's that? In case there's a cut in the body, if blood is actually flowing, what can happen? In this condition, blood will get out of our body and we may die. And hence, we need to prevent that blood flow. And that blood flow preventing is done by blood clotting. And for that, if I talk about these options, there's one more option, which can be platelets. And you must be wondering, sir, why this is not given in the option? So if I talk about these particular options, which are creating confusion for you, so I'll tell you that thrombocytes and platelets are one and the same thing. In the similar manner, if I talk about RBC, these are known as erythrocytes. Erythrocytes. If I talk about WBC, they are known as leukocytes, right? And thrombocytes, they are actually platelets. So apart from this platelets part, we can talk about vitamin K as well, and also the prothrombin, which is present in the plasma part. So yes, if I'll go with these options, option number D is going to be the correct answer. I guess you got this point. So here, the correct answer is going to be option number D. Next we have, which of the following are warm-blooded animals? Are they whales, whale sharks, alites or Draco? What are they? And everyone who is there in session, please start answering these questions. And please like it and share it so that we can have lots of candidates with these answers. Answer please. Which of the following are warm-blooded animals? So is it whales, whale sharks, alites or Draco? What do you think? What do you think? What is the correct answer over here? Waiting for the answer please. So Jagdishan is going with whales. Other candidates, what do you think? Here, obviously, if I talk about warm-blooded animals, apart from whales, we can talk about humans as well. And in short, I can talk about mammals, right? So yes, please remember, whenever we are talking about the mammals, this means we are talking about ourselves. Now think of a scenario. If I am going to Jammu and Kashmir, and if it is very cold there, then also my internal body's temperature is going to be same. If I'll go to the Africa, then also my internal body's temperature will be same. This means we are warm-blooded animals where our body's temperature remains same. But if I'll talk about amphibians or other organisms, there might be the change in temperature as well, and those are actually cold-blooded animals, where we can talk about frogs, for example. They go in the hibernation mode in order to prevent themselves, right? So they go in hibernation mode in the winter season. That is, they go for a long sleep. So now here I can't actually show their images because I have not kept it right now, but I'll show you. They are actually organisms, obviously. That's why I've kept it here. Okay, so here warm-blooded animals, that is whales. Next we have RBCs do not perform aerobic respiration because these do not contain what? Answer please. RBCs do not contain, do not perform aerobic respiration because they don't contain what? Is it mitochondria, nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum or lysosomes? What is the correct answer? Answer please. Yes. Acha, you are talking about apes. Yes. If I talk about apes, beta, apes are actually birds, right? So yeah, totally correct. See, what is this mitochondria? If I talk about a cell, within a cell we have certain parts which are known as cell organelles. One of them is known as mitochondria, which is also known as powerhouse of the cell. It is also known as powerhouse. Why? Because it is generating energy in the form of ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate. And when we talk about aerobic respiration, that means we are talking about the respiration in which oxygen is actually used, where energy is produced in the form of ATP, right? So Muskan was going with A, Kirti was with A, Shubham was with A, Jagdishan, you all are correct. And yes, that's true. If I'll talk about total 36 ATP, out of them, if I'll remove 2, you are generating maximum ATPs, that is adenosine triphosphates here itself. Very good, totally correct. Next we have the universal acceptor blood group is dash. So we have just discussed this question in the first attempt itself. The first question was same, right? So if I'll talk about universal acceptor, that is AB. Next question is, which blood group has no antibody? Let's see who can answer this now. Which blood group has no antibody? There is no such antibody present. What do you think? What is going to be the correct answer over here? Yes, answer please. What is going to be the correct answer? Which blood group is actually not having any of the antibody? Yes, Jagdishan, Muskan, you are absolutely correct. But what about this question? No antibodies. So Kirti is going with O, that is Kirti. Remember Kirti, when we are talking about universal donor, that is O, but universal recipient is AB. Jagdishan is going with O, Muskan is going with O. Okay. Antibodies. Remember, if I talk about AB group, it is not going to have any of the antibodies. But if I talk about antigens, then it has both antigen A and B as well. So AB is a group which has A, B as an antigen but doesn't have any of the antibody. Cool. So here the correct answer is going to be AB. Do not forget. Let's move forward. Next is, which of the following pair has a double circulatory pathway? So we have 4 of the options here. What is going to be the correct answer? Answer please. What is going to be the correct answer over here? Okay, Jagdishan, cool. No issues. I know sometimes it might happen that you are giving wrong answers. But if you are giving wrong answers here, you will surely be correct in the main examination, and that's what I want. So which of the following pairs has a double circulation pathway? Is it amphibians and mammals, birds and mammals, reptiles and mammals, or fishes and birds? What do you think? So Jagdishan is going with birds and mammals. Okay. Others? Kirti, your answer is still pending. Muskan? Waiting. Still waiting for the answer. See, Jagdishan is absolutely correct here. When we talk about birds and mammals, please remember they are actually having the blood circulation, that is the double circulation pathway. But if I talk about reptiles and other options where we can talk about amphibians, they are not having those 4-chambered hearts, except there's an exception. If I talk about reptiles, we know that their hearts are actually 3-chambered. But one of the exception is there, that is a crocodile. Crocodile, very important question for the examination. Crocodile is the only reptile which is having 4-chambered heart. Okay, so what happens in most of the cases, the blood actually mixes because they are not having those particular 4-chambered hearts. And basically, if I talk about birds, that is, if I talk about apes group or mammals in which we are, our heart is actually performing blood circulation in such a manner that it is double circulation. Okay. No, it's not about hearts, arteries and veins circulation. It means when we're talking about the circulation part now, blood goes through the heart twice. Blood goes through the heart twice during its circulation phase. So this means double circulation part. Okay, so Kirti, here option number B, that is birds and mammals, is going to be the correct answer. Next we have blood fails to clot while flowing in the blood vessel because of the presence of what? So we have 4 of the options here. What do you think? What will be the correct answer here? What is going to be the correct answer? Answer please. Okay, cool. So my question is, blood fails to clot while flowing in the blood vessel because of the presence of what? So is it heparin, prothrombin, hemoglobin or iodine? Cool. So answer please. I guess I'm getting your comments quite late. Till there I'll explain. See what happens whenever we are talking about the clotting of the blood. So sorry, blood clot. So for the blood clotting, we must remember few of the things, that is prothrombin. Apart from that, you must remember platelets, and the third point is vitamin K. This question is repeatedly asked, so options may be any, you can click. But the thing is that as soon as blood comes out from our body, at that time clotting is important. But within our body, if blood will clot, we might die. Okay, Jagdishan, no issues. So if I'll talk about within my body, it is because of heparin that blood is not clotting. If blood will not clot, this will keep you safe. If blood clots within your body, just think of a scenario that there's a pipeline, and within this pipeline there is some dust or some particles which are here. Now can water flow through it? Just think of it, that within a pipeline there is some dust or some unwanted materials which have actually stuck in the pipe. So if water will try to flow, it will not be able to flow. In the similar manner, if I'll talk about pipeline structures which are within our body, it may be arteries, it may be veins. Within arteries or veins, if any unwanted material gets stuck, will blood flow? Obviously not. So that's why what we want, this blood should never clot within our body, and blood never clots because of the presence of heparin only. So this is again an important question from the examination. Next we have hemoglobin consists of which particular metal? Hemoglobin contains which particular metal? Is it copper, molybdenum, iron or magnesium? What do you think? The question is, hemoglobin contains which particular metal? Is it copper, molybdenum, iron or magnesium? Yes, answer please. And everyone is requested to please start answering. Hemoglobin. Okay, the time you are giving answers, till then I'll tell you. When we talk about blood, blood is divided into 2 parts. One is plasma, another one is blood corpuscles. Which includes what? So here we have RBC, which are known as erythrocytes. Then we have WBC, that is leukocytes, and then we have platelets, which are thrombocytes, right? Now what is going to happen? when we are talking about this RBC part, here its full form is red blood cell. And here we have hemoglobin. And hemoglobin is the one which gives red color to the blood. This is asked in the examination. Red color of the blood is actually because of hemoglobin. Now, one more thing. So, if I try to write hemoglobin, just have a look. Hemoglobin. So, heme word actually comes from hematite. Hematite. And I know, if I talk about hematite, it is the ore of iron. It is the ore of iron. So, we can relate chemistry and bio all together. And yes, iron. So, hemoglobin is containing which metal? Obviously, the iron. Right? So, here option number C is the correct answer. Next, we have lifespan of RBC of a man is dash. What is the lifespan of RBC? And everyone who's there in session, please like it and start commenting so that we can start discussion with you all. My question is, what do you think? What is the lifespan of RBC? Is it 120 days, 150 days, 180 or 190? What is the correct answer? Answer please. What is the lifespan of RBC? Good. So here, Jagdishan has told that it would be 180 days. Kirti is going with A. That is 120 days and that's totally correct. Now I'll explain this part. You are absolutely correct. See what happens if I talk about RBC. Its full form is red blood cell. Now there is one more question which is asked, where its birth takes place. So I'll write it for you. Its birth takes place in bone marrow. Its birth takes place in bone marrow. Now anything that has taken birth will do something. For example, if I talk our body, we took birth from our mother's body, right? In the similar manner, RBC took birth from bone marrow. Now RBC must be doing something. So what is the work of RBC? So if I'll talk about the work of RBC, just a second. Yeah. If I'll talk about work of RBC, it is the oxygen's transportation. Oxygen's transportation. Now, this is the work. Now, what is the lifespan? So, it's around 80 to 120 days. I'll write it for you. It's around 180 to 120 days. Where in examination it is asked, so we'll put always 120 days over there. Now, one more thing is, within bone marrow also, which bone marrow? So, Jagdishan has told us, it is actually a red bone marrow. This is also the question from the examination only. Next part is, sir, this is the lifespan. It must be dying somewhere. So, are you aware of Kirti, Jagdishan? Do you know where this RBC actually dies? What is that location? So, I'll write for you. I'll be requiring answer from you all. That is also known as graveyard of the RBC. Very important question for the examination, especially for the CHSL part. So, can you give me answer? Where this RBC actually dies? Till then, I am writing name for you. This may be asked in the examination. RBC is also known as erythrocytes. Erythrocytes. Yes. So, where they actually die? Liver. Jagdishan actually, it's for the infants where we can talk about liver. Kirti. Answer would be correct, no doubt. But for the infants, if I talk about our body, for example, mine, Kirti's, Jagdishan's body. So, here you must remember there's a part that is known as spleen. Spleen, which is also known as graveyard of the RBCs. Graveyard of RBC. That is red blood cells. So, this one is important, right? Okay. So, these are the things about RBC. Let's move forward. But please do not forget, spleen is the location where it dies. But if I'll talk about infants, no doubt, liver would be the correct answer. Next. Next, we have what is the pH of human blood? A very, very important question because I don't know how many times this is asked, but it is repeatedly asked. So, what is the pH of human blood? What do you think? Will it be 7.2, 7.8, 6.6 or 7.4? Okay, cool. Yes, Kirti, totally good. That is the graveyard of the RBC. So, my question is, what is the pH of human blood? So, till the time you are giving me answers, let me tell you. pH potence of hydrogen. So P stands for what? It may be in some of the books you will get power of hydrogen or P for potence. So this full form is asked. Next question is, who was the one who actually discovered it? So he was Soren Sorensen. He was Soren Sorensen. Second question. Now comes the third question. It is asked, sir, when we can say that this particular thing is acid, when we can say that this particular thing is base. So we have a range. Now what is that range? If anything is between 0 to 6.x, where this x can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, till 9, anything. So this will be considered as acidic in nature. If its range is exactly 7, that is 7.0, it will be neutral. It will be neutral. Just a second. It will be considered neutral. If it is 7.x till 14, so this will be considered as base. Now, sir, we have seen all these things. Now if I'll go with this human blood, so Jagdishan is going with 7.2, Kirti is going with 7.2, okay, and Jagdishan is showing so saliva is 6.6, that's true. But saliva's range actually varies, Jagdishan. Here, if I'll talk about the pH of human blood, it is going to be 7.4, okay. I know there's only 0.2 difference, but I knew whenever you look at the first option, you will directly click on that. The correct answer is actually 7.4. So if someone asks you, what is it? Is it basic or acidic? So you'll directly say, sir, human blood is actually basic in nature. And if in options, basic is not given, you will be given alkaline. So either alkaline or basic is going to be the correct answer. So what is the pH of human blood? That is 7.4. Okay. So here 7.4 is going to be the correct answer. I'll just remove it so that there is no such confusion. Now, one more thing. If I'm talking about human blood, we must remember, if I talk about our body weight, so whatever our body weight is, so it's 7% is actually our blood for a normal adult. Okay. Accurately 7.4. That's true, Jagdishwan. Very good. So Kirti, Jagdishwan. Next question, please. Next we have, in which vertebrae oxygenated and deoxygenated blood gets mixed? I told you, if our heart is 4-chambered, that means there's a proper procedure where blood will go from here, then here, then here. But blood might get mixed as well. So my question is, in which vertebrae oxygenated and deoxygenated blood actually gets mixed? So what do you think? What is the correct answer? Answer please. In which vertebrae oxygenated and deoxygenated blood gets mixed? So is it fish, amphibians, bird or mammals? Actually, I should have given the option aves over here. Yes. So Kirti is going with mammal. Okay. Jagdishwan is going with fish. Okay. See, Kirti, I have a best example for you. Just think. If I'll talk about ourselves, whether it is me, whether it is you or it is Jagdishwan, we all are mammals. That is, if I'll talk about option number D, we all are mammals. And our heart is actually 4-chambered. Where right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium. Simple. Now we have a proper procedure in which blood gets circulated and there is no such mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. And if we are talking about ourselves, this means we, dogs, monkeys, whatever comes in the mammal category, they will be same. And hence, mammal cannot be the correct answer. Now, Acha Jagdishan, you knew. No issues. Just to explain Kirti, because Kirti was wrong here, 100% Kirti will be correct now in the mains examination. This is the thing where we know that if we are wrong here in the main examination, we will be surely correct. Okay. Now let's talk about amphibians. In the amphibians where we talk about frogs and all. So here please remember what happens. Here the heart is actually designed in such a manner where oxygenated and deoxygenated blood can get mixed. Right? So here amphibians is going to be the correct answer. Cool. Next we have the blood vessels that carry blood from the heart to the various part of the body are called what? I guess now you can answer this. Question is, blood vessels that carry blood from heart to various part of the body. That is, from heart to various part of the body. I guess now you can answer. No issues, Kirti and Jagdishan. I am there to explain this, but I want answer from everyone. My question is, blood vessels that carry blood from heart to various parts of the body, they are called what? Are they arteries, veins, septum or capillaries? Answer please. Kirti, no issues. That's what I'm saying. If you're pure in science, I'll give you all those tricks, I'll give you all those methods, what are actually required for clearing the examination. Don't worry about that. You're giving answer, that is important. And see, if you'll give wrong answer, na, then I'll go in depth and explain you all those fundamentals, what are important right now. So it's good that you're giving answer. Please give this answer also. So you're going with arteries, right? Okay, let's understand. See, I told you, whenever we'll talk about artery, artery is the one which carries oxygenated blood. And if I talk about veins, veins are the ones which carry deoxygenated blood, that is with the carbon dioxide quantity. Now, let's understand, when we talk about artery, it will be carrying oxygenated blood. Now just think, what is the work of heart? Yeah, in beginning everyone is weak. Even I was weak sometime when I was this much. Okay, let's get to our point. What I'm saying, what is the work of heart? Sir, heart is doing what? Heart is actually mixing up oxygen, where we say that it is oxygenated blood. Now obviously, when blood will come out from heart, it will be carrying what? Oxygenated blood. And we know that oxygenated blood is carried by what? Artery. So oxygenated blood is carried by artery. This means the blood vessels that carry blood from heart to the various part, from heart oxygenated blood is there to various part of the body, it will be carried by artery, and hence both of you are correct. Very good. So here artery was the correct answer. Next we have, blood groups were discovered by whom? Who discovered blood groups? Can you answer this? Blood groups were discovered by whom? Was he Altman, Landsteiner, Losch or Ronald Ross? What do you think? My question is, the blood groups were discovered by whom? Was he Altman, Landsteiner, Losch or Ronald Ross? Answer please. Jagdishan is going with Landsteiner. Kirti, are you also going with the same answer? Blood groups, I'll tell you till then. Whenever we'll talk about blood group, remember, blood groups were actually discovered by Landsteiner and his whole name is Karl Landsteiner. But one more question which may be asked in the examination is, he found only A, B and O. That's true. That's true. AB was found 1 year later. Yes. So here Landsteiner is the correct answer. Jagdishan and Kirti, both of you are correct. Now there is one more question which is asked. Who discovered this? Blood circulation or blood circulatory system. So this is again one more question. And remember, he was who? He was Wiener. So Wiener was the one who discovered blood circulatory system. Actually, he experimented on the horse. And if someone asks you about the blood groups, they were discovered by Karl Landsteiner. Okay. So let's move forward with the next question. The term RH factor refers to what? What is the term RH factor referring to? What do you think? That's right, Jagdishan. So you are aware of this. That's great, man. Very good. So yes, my question is, the term RH factor refers to what? Is it rhesus factor, rheumatoid factor, renal factor or rhombic factor? What is the correct answer? What is the correct answer? So we have Mission NDA here. Hello Mission, good afternoon, how are you? And can you please give me your name so that I can start interaction with you? Or I'll keep Mission NDA. Okay, so my question is RH factor. So Jagdishan is going with A, that is rhesus factor. Okay, see what happened when we talk about this RH. There was a monkey that was named as rhesus macaca. And from rhesus macaca, this RH actually came up. Why? because there was a protein which was there in this monkey, and if this protein is present within our body, we are said to be positive. If this is absent, we are told as negative. So I'll write it here as well. If it is present, we are positive. If it is absent, then we are considered negative. And hence the blood groups which were present, A, B, AB and O. Now we can say that it may be AB positive, A positive, A negative, B positive, B negative, AB positive, AB negative, or it may be O positive and O negative, where this AB is actually universal donor and O is universal, AB is universal recipient and O is universal donor. So we have Danady here after a long time. Okay, so Gia is here. Okay, so Gia, what's your answer here? Danady is going with C, Kirti is going with A, Jagdishan is going with A. Here the correct answer is going to be rhesus factor, because it was actually taken from rhesus macaca monkey, and here rhesus factor RH. I guess this point is clear now. So next we have SAFALTA batch, which is launched for you all, SSC CHSL SAFALTA batch, where we have 450 plus hours live classes. Then we have live foundation classes, class PDF in the bilingual format. Then we have daily practice paper, mock test series, sectional test and also previous year question paper. This was actually for 2799, but if you will use code SSC50, you will get this course at only rupees 1399, where you will be getting all those features. If you want to contact, these are the contact numbers where you can contact about it. Next, which vessels carry CO2 rich blood from all the parts of body back to the heart? I guess this time everyone will be correct. Oh, is it so? Acha, you knew all the questions. Danady, no worries, no worries. Actually, I don't think so that you have crossed your 30 years of age. You can do one thing. Please use those practice set papers, because see, different examinations are coming. We will be having CHSL examination. Apart from that, we are having several examinations which are about to come. Don't miss any of the form, because you are already well prepared for that. Don't miss any of the form. Whatever it is, just fill it. And please use all those practice set papers, because those practice set papers, those speed tests will be helping you out now in maintaining the speed and accuracy. Okay, and please do not take tension about it. Please do not. Okay. So here the question is, which vessels carry CO2 rich blood from all the parts of body back to the heart? Now I have already discussed this part. So Gia is going with B, Kirti is with B. Okay, veins, true. So whenever we talk about veins, remember, from body to heart, this means we are talking about deoxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood. And if I am talking about arteries, for arteries always remember it will be heart to body, where we will talk about oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood. Okay. So here the correct answer was what? Back to the heart. That is, we are talking about veins, and option number B is correct here. Next we have the fluid part of the blood devoid of corpuscle is called what? Let's see who can give this answer. And you will be able to crack it as well. Okay, your age is 23, na? 23 and a half. That's great. Then please do not take any tension. You will be 100%, you will be clearing this CHSL examination. But the only thing is, I want you to please give those practice set examinations. Once you give those practice examinations, just consider it as if you are sitting in the main examination. And for any help, you always comment section. I'll be there in any of the channels. You can just interact with me. Take any kind of help that you want regarding studies. You have comment section. Just type your comment. Whatever doubt is, I'll help you out. Okay. So Jagdishan is going with serum. Mission NDA is going with B. Okay. GI is going with B. That is plasma. Okay. Plasma. Fine. So here please remember, if I talk about blood, first of all I'll write it for you. Whenever we'll talk about blood, we have two things. One is plasma, I just told you. And one is blood corpuscles. Blood corpuscles. Now just think, what is the question that is being asked? Question is asked, fluid part of the blood which is not having corpuscles. Just try to remove this part. And yes, we know that this is the fluid part as well. If I'll just remove this part, what is left? Obviously, the plasma is left. So one thing is here, Kirti, Jia, you are correct. The correct answer is going to be plasma. Now I'll go with the answer of Jagdishwan. Jagdishwan is saying, sir, answer can be serum. Let's understand. What is serum? If I'll go with the serum part, what is this? If I'll remove fibrinogen from the plasma, see, within plasma also we have something. What is it? We have fibrinogen. We have albumin. We have globulin. So if I'll try to remove this fibrinogen part, if I'll remove fibrinogen from the plasma, then this will be considered as serum. Both the things are very, very important. Oh, hello Avan, how are you after a long time? Huh? Okay. So are you good, Avan? How is your preparation going on? I totally understand, man. Work is also important and it's good that you're balancing everything. Okay, Danadi, fine. So yes, this is the point. Please do not forget what I'm saying. Here are two things. If I'm removing fibrinogen from the plasma, all right, from here, plasma minus fibrinogen is going to give you serum. And what is plasma? So blood's fluid part is plasma. If I'll remove corpuscle part, the part which is left is plasma. I guess this point is clear now. Okay, cool. So next we have the red blood cells are produced by what? So we have four of the options here. Is it liver, hormones, bone marrow or heart? And everyone who is there in the session, please like it and share it. Please, everyone is requested to please like it and share it. Yes. So red blood cells are produced by what? Is it liver, hormones, bone marrow or heart? So if I'll talk about liver, one by one, let's have a discussion on everything. If I'll talk about liver, then liver is creating what? Liver creates bile juice. Liver is the one that creates bile juice. If I'll talk about hormones, so there are several hormones and these hormones are actually released by what? There are several glands from where these hormones are released. If I'll talk about heart, obviously it is helping in the purification of the blood, that is, it is helping out in making the blood oxygenated, that is oxygenated blood. But if I'll talk about bone marrow, then the red bone marrow is actually helping us out in releasing RBCs, that is red blood cells. So red blood cells are produced by bone marrow, that is red bone marrow, and hence bone marrow is going to be the correct answer. Acha, Jia has already written the answer. Okay, cool. Thank you everyone. So yes, here red bone marrow is the correct answer. So Avan, Kirti, Danadi, Jia, very good. Jagdishan, acha, you have already given the answer. Very good. So here C was the correct answer. Next we have, which of the following is an example of a tissue? Now this question looks quite different but is important. Avan is saying, sir, it is reserved in spleen and liver. That's true. And Avan, let me tell you, when we are talking about RBC now, so if it is for infants, we have this stored, this RBCs in the liver part. But if I'll talk about the death of RBC in adults, that is in the spleen. That is also known as graveyard of the RBCs. Okay, let's get back to our question. Which of the following is an example of a tissue? Is it brain, blood, liver or stomach? What do you think? So Kirti is going with blood. Avan is also going with blood. Jagdishwan is also going with blood. Jia and Danadi, what do you think? What is the correct answer over here? So Jia is also going with B. Remaining are organs. That's true, Jagdishwan. If I talk about brain, liver and stomach, obviously they can't be tissue. But if I talk about blood, what is that? So blood is actually fluid connective tissue. Blood is actually fluid connective tissue. But as soon as we see the question, we get confused, sir, blood can be tissue. Yeah, it is. Blood, bones, muscles, cartilage. Yeah, that's true. True. Yeah. Here, blood is actually fluid connective tissue and hence we can say that blood is actually a tissue. And hence option number B is going to be the correct answer. Next we have, an instrument for measuring blood pressure is called what? Is it barometer, spirometer, sphygmomanometer, or hemocytometer? What do you think? What will be the correct answer? The question is, the instrument for measuring blood pressure is called what? Is it barometer, spirometer, sphygmomanometer, or hemocytometer? What is the correct answer? So obviously, if I talk about barometer, so when we are talking about atmospheric pressure, we can relate it with the barometer, right? Hemocytometer, the best part is if I try to check this part, hemo, that means we can relate it with the hemoglobin, that is RBC. Cyto, that's cell. Meter, so meter for measuring that cells. So everyone is going with C, and that's totally correct. Yeah, atmospheric pressure for barometer. Totally correct. So yes, here instrument for measuring the blood pressure is actually sphygmomanometer. Now let's go in the detail part. What is the normal blood pressure? What is the normal blood pressure? So the normal blood pressure is actually 120/80. That is known as systolic and diastolic, right? So there are two readings which is normally asked in the examination. We must remember the normal reading of the blood pressure is 120/80. Yeah, systole, diastole, totally correct. Systole, diastole. Okay, so this is actually asked in the examination, so we must remember. Next we have hypertension is the term used for what? Hypertension. What is hypertension? Yes, so Dana D was correct here. Gia, correct. That is cardiac cycle. Okay, cool. So yes, my question is, hypertension is the term which is used for what? Is it increase in heart rate? Is it decrease in heart rate? Decrease in blood pressure? Increase in blood pressure? What is the correct answer? Hypertension. So from word hyper itself, we can try to relate it. Just have a look. Hyper. That means we are talking about increment. Whenever hyper word is there, na, just try to relate that word. Hyper means to increase. If I talk about hypo, that means low. So hypertension. Now just try to relate it. So Kirti is going with D, Gia is going with D. Increase or raise blood pressure. That's right, Gia. Totally correct. So Jagdishan is also going with D. Totally correct. Everyone is correct. It is the increase in blood pressure. Okay. Dana is also with D. Correct. Next we have hypoglycemia refers to what? Hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia. What is that? Hypoglycemia refers to what? Answer please. I guess everyone can answer this part. Hypoglycemia refers to what? Hypoglycemia. Acha, I guess I'm getting your comments quite late. That's the issue. Okay. Hypoglycemia. Yes, Janadi, you were correct. Low sugar level. Okay. Jagdishan is the first one to answer this. Answer will be D. And Denadi, Gia is also with D. Okay. Kirti, what do you think? Yeah. So the correct answer is option number D itself. That is low sugar level in the blood. Now just think of a scenario if there is more glucose in the blood. Comments are coming quite late. Yes, Savan. Okay. So let me tell you, there's one more scenario in this. If I talk about diabetes mellitus. Diabetes mellitus. Now what is this diabetes mellitus? Diabetes mellitus is a scenario where there's a part within our body that is islets of Langerhans. Islets of Langerhans. Now where it is present, islets of Langerhans are actually the part of pancreas. From where we have alpha cell, beta cell, delta cell. From alpha cell we have glucagon. From beta cell we have insulin. And from delta cell we have somatostatin. Somatostatin. Now what happens when we talk about this beta part, that is beta cell, if it is not working in the proper manner, this insulin level actually decreases. But if the glucose level is high, in this condition we say that the person is actually suffering from diabetes mellitus. So what is that? Increase in the glucose level in comparison to insulin. Obviously, what is happening? Because of the issue in this beta cell, insulin's level was down. So the person is considered as diabetic. That is diabetes mellitus is there. Okay. So Jagdishan is saying high insulin, low glucagon. it was in the previous condition. Here what will happen? Insulin will be low and glucose level will be high. Yes, Avan, totally correct. Okay, so let's come with the last question of the day. The question is, the scientist who explained about blood circulation for the first time was who? Was he Leeuwenhoek, Harvey, Mendel or Ross? Jay is saying a group of diseases that affect and how our body uses glucose. So you want to ask about disease? Or is there any other question here? So question is, the scientist who explained about the blood circulation for the first time, was he Leeuwenhoek, Harvey, Mendel or Ross? What is the correct answer? Yes, so Avan is the first one to answer this, and he has given answer, so it would be William Harvey, and that's totally correct. William Harvey was the one who experimented on the horse, and yes, finally gave the result, conclusion, that's what? That yes, whenever whatever the circulation is, that was given by William Harvey. Okay, so that's totally correct. William Harvey is the correct answer here. So Jia, Kirti, Jagdishan, Avan, everyone was correct. Yep. Then your answer was actually pending. So I'll give one more question, then I'll just finish it off. Question is, which one of the following brings back deoxygenated blood from different parts of the human body to the heart? I guess now this one is very, very simple. Animal and plant kingdom. Okay, Denady will do one thing. Just after we finish this part, that is human physiology. Just after that, I'll bring that animal kingdom and plant kingdom. Only then I'll go with the plant physiology. Will it be okay? So next to next week, we'll come up with it. Correct. See, whenever experiment is done, Jia, experiment is mostly done on the animals only. Only then those particular things are taken into the consideration, and then particular experiment is done on the human race. Okay, so the answer is going with veins. That is Jia and Jagdishan is going with A. Kirti is also going with A. Cool. Yes, that's true. Whenever we'll talk about veins, just have a look. Deoxygenated blood, that means we are talking about veins. And one more thing, whenever we talk about body to heart, it will be veins only. If I talk about arteries, it is the oxygenated blood. That is the blood with the oxygen's more quantity. Okay then, we'll do one thing. We'll meet on Monday now with the new topic, but the timing will be same. So I'll be waiting for you all between 1 to 2 on Monday, because we are having this English class session between 1 to 2 on Mondays, Wednesday and Friday. So next class we will be having on Monday. I'll wait for you all. Okay then. Thank you for being such a wonderful audience. Bye-bye everyone. Take care. Jai Hind.